Doing great. Doing awesome.
Yeah, sorry, I was 5 minutes late. I was having some issues with the spaces.
Yeah, spaces are not the best app right now
Yep.
to work with.
For some reason, I was not able to raise in my laptop using the web version, so I have to join through my phone.
Yeah, spaces only work through phones right
Oh,
now.
okay. All right.
Uh, is there anyone else joining from the ChainMyth team?
It's only me for now. We can go ahead.
Okay, all right, sounds great. Okay, welcome everyone to Zoolana and ChainMyth AMA, and just talk to us. I mean, just listen to us talking about gaming, NFTs, and more. Um, let's start off with introducing ChainMyth. ChainMyth is a new Solana NFT project that uses MOBA style of gameplay, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, you are right. So what we are building here is first we are mixing two different game genres, which is FPS and MOBA. So the gameplay will be very much similar to Valorant, but with a different game environment and game characters. Yep.
Very nice, very nice. So for people who don't know about Zoolana, Zoolana is a mobile game that is building on Solana, and we are fairly similar to games like Clash of Clans. We are a real-time strategy game that is also play and earn. So let's start by asking some juicy questions. Why the name Chain Myth?
All right. So initially, what we had the plan was to build a game on Ethereum, but then we saw that Ethereum was not the right chain for games and especially for NFTs because a lot of smart contract interactions is involved in our game, especially when it comes to summoning a character or unlocking gods and goddesses. There will be a lot of multiple smart contract interactions, and in that case, it's not going to be suited for Ethereum. Then we chose Solana, and for ChainMate, how the game name we came up with is basically a mythology based game. We are focusing on Indian myth, so since it's an Indian
Mm-hmm.
mythology on blockchain, we just made it as a short form, calling it as chain myth. It's basically a blockchain mythology. Yeah.
Oh,
So
nice,
yeah. So
nice,
yeah, that's
interesting.
the reason behind this name called chain myth.
You know, I noticed that there's a lot of reference to gods and goddesses. What actually inspired you guys to use that idea and build a game on top of it?
Okay. Initially, our whole plan was to build an FPS game and using common characters. Then we were discussing with our team like what kind of mythology we can focus because in most of the games the common ones are Japanese or Greek or Chinese kind of styles. So
Yeah.
Indian mythology is something not touched in gaming space. It's very I've not seen much games um, building a game around Indian mythology. There was one award-winning game called Raji. That was that's
Okay.
a game built for PC and also it is running on Steam. So it's an award-winning game. They are focused fully on Indian game environment and Indian characters. So how they got that award is because it was something unique. Every players find it different from the usual games. And then our
Uh-huh.
team is also based on India. They know the culture, they know the history of every single gods and goddesses. So it was easy for us to come up with. So it was easy for us to build a game around this mythology since we are very familiar. Yeah, since
Very
we are very
interesting.
familiar with it, and we wanted to be unique as well. If you guys have watched our teaser, you will have a rough idea how the game characters will look like, how the game environment will look like. So you can see a lot of temples, statues, and all the old ancient Indian buildings around the map. So from a gamer's point of view, the visual experience will be totally unique and different. And yeah, that's the reason why we chose Indian mythology.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. Is it a free to play game, by the way? I can't find that information anywhere.
Yes, it's free to play. So how NFTs come? What? how NFTs plays a core part in our ecosystem is especially for all the custom characters. If you look at games like Dota or Counter Strike or Valorant, in all these games
Mm-hmm.
there will be custom skins, custom hero sets, taunts, and weapons. So these are the kind of virtual assets which we are tokenizing, and this will be minted by all the NFT owners. So it's a free to play
Mm-hmm.
game. So let's say there's a traditional gamer, he have no experience about blockchain or he got no idea what is an NFT is, and if he's entering, if he's downloading this game and he's playing, he can still play it, but he will be using all the default heroes and skins. And if he wants to own a custom set, then he have to purchase it directly from the NFT owners. That's how it works. Yep.
Oh,
So yep.
okay. You guys have launched your golden tickets NFTs,
Yep.
right? I think about a week back or 2 weeks back.
Yes. 2 weeks back.
A few of the things that you guys have shared actually is a little similar to what Zoolana has planned for our upcoming Alpha Edition launch in mid-November. But, for your golden ticket holders, so just to clarify, one golden ticket gets you one character airdrop as well as a few in-game items. So you previously shared that the characters would be free to play. So what's so special about this character airdrop then?
All right. So the first character which all the NFT owners going to mint is Monkey King. So it
Yep.
has 7 traits and 100 plus attributes. So every single minters will be having a very custom and unique Monkey King. But from a traditional gamer's point of view, and if I don't own any NFTs, I will have the normal skin with no custom sets. It will be just normal character. There'll be no game advantage. If in this case, if I want to own any custom skins, then I have to purchase it directly from the NFT owners. And some added benefits for all these minters is they will be staking these NFTs to mint the game's native token called MIT. So 20% of the supply, 20% of the MIT supply, we are going to reserve it for all the NFT owners to stake and farm it, and it will be a duration for 6 months. So these are some added benefits we are pushing to the NFT utilities. And also,
Wow,
yep,
very
there are
interesting.
also two challenging features which we are introducing. One is lending and borrowing characters. It is very similar to all the DeFi protocols like Aave or Compound. So how this works? Yeah, how
Yep.
this works is, so let's say I'm owning 10 character NFTs, and I'm just using only one NFT to play the game because I only need that character to play the game. And the remaining 9 NFTs, I have two options. One, I can either stake in the staking pool and farm the game's native token MIT, or else I can lend to the willing borrowers. So we have a lending and borrowing contract in game. So I just need to deposit the remaining 9 NFTs into the lending contract. Before I deposit, I need to mention for how many number of days I want to lend it out and what's the collateral amount the borrower needs to place before he borrows my NFT. So, for an example, let's say I'm lending one NFT for a duration of 10 days and the collateral amount I'm setting is 1000 USD. In this case,
Mm-hmm.
the borrower can only get my NFT if he deposits 1000 USD as collateral, then he will be able to borrow my NFT. So within 10 days, if he is not going to return it back, then I have the option to liquidate his collateral. If he returns back, then I will get 1% fixed interest rate. So this is one feature which I have not seen any projects have implemented so far or discussing about it. So this is one thing we're exploring and implementing in ChainMate as well. Then
Okay. Let's
yep,
never mind.
yeah. Then
Continue.
there's one more thing called dynamic reality. So all the in-game stats like the number of games you have played, your most successful hero, your kills, assists, and the damages dealt over time, all these kind of statistics will be recorded into your NFT metadata. So in the game's leaderboard, it is going to display the top NFTs which with the highest stats. So this is called as dynamic reality. So every time you play a game and finish it, the game client is going to update all this data into NFT.
Oh, so for example, you as a gamer, your account will be tied to one single NFT. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, correct.
Okay, interesting. So how do you introduce scarcity into your NFTs then? Because if let's say 500,000 people join the game in like 2023, how do you determine the scarcity? But since you have a lending program, right? There should be a supply and demand. How do you counter that?
Okay, so the whole purpose for us to tokenize all the game characters is because we want to add value for the early adopters. So whoever are minting this 5,000 custom sets and custom skins, taunts, or weapons, whatever they are minting, will be owned by all the NFT owners. So in future, if there's going to be a huge user demand, let's say there's going to be like 100,000 active users, and if they want to own all these custom characters, they have no choice but have to purchase it directly from the NFT owners themselves, or borrow it through the lending or borrowing protocol.
Yeah, I mean, what I'm asking is, since it's free to play, and when people want to play the game, they need a single NFT, right? Even if it's, let's say, a standard base character. So for these standard base characters, will they be able to stake the NFT as well and earn myth?
Yes, they have the options. They can, as long as you hold one of the Monkey King NFT, you have the option to stake it and earn the game's native token myth.
Oh, so only for Monkey
Yes, only for
Kings,
Monkey Kings.
not
Yes,
for.
correct. Because yeah,
Oh, okay, then that
because
makes
this
sense.
staking period is not going to be for 1 year. It's going to be for 6 months duration. Basically, staking is just a form of distributing your game tokens in a linear way.
Yep.
So the pool weight is dependent based on how many NFTs you're staking and how many total NFTs are inside the pool. Based on that, you will have a pool weight, and based on your pool weight, those tokens are going to be distributed. So this will be going on for 6 months. This 20% of the supply will be distributed to all the NFT owners for a duration of 6 months. Once that is done, the staking phase will be over, and the play to earn model will be for a duration of 2 years. So play to earn is, yep.
Play your play to earn model. You said it's for 2 years. What do you mean by that?
So play to earn is eligible for both NFT and non-NFT owners. So whether you own an NFT
Mm-hmm.
or you don't own, as long as you download the game and play, uh, if you win a game, you will be earning X amount of myth token. So let's say I'm a gamer, but I have no experience in blockchain space, or I don't have a wallet, and I have no idea how this whole thing works. So we are going to make it very user friendly for all the non crypto users. So when they are playing the game, this X amount of myth token is going to be accumulated on the game dashboard. So when they click on claim, it's going to prompt them to download the wallet, and that wallet is going to be seeded with at least 0.01 Sol for the gas. So in that way, they can claim the token, and either they can trade it or they can use the token to buy all the in-game items.
Mm.
Yep. So the
Can
play to
you
the
please
play
Interesting.
to earn is
estimate
basically,
when is that chain myth will be going on Radium Dropbox?
uh that is yet to be confirmed. So we can only announce that when it's official.
So actually, sir, we are the early access users. We have already minted.
Yep.
What we have to do for that?
What do you mean? I don't get your question.
So actually, from the
Let's
early
let's
sale.
let's take user questions at the end of the space actually. So we'll bring it
Oh,
back up
Yeah.
on stage at the end.
okay.
So sorry for that. I accidentally pressed it.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically,
I
yeah.
think that's very
So
cool.
basically, this play to earn model is every time you win a game, you will earn X amount of token. So this token distribution will be for 2 years. 2 years.
And so can I ask? I love that integration. The NFT staking in order to earn the token is also like that's a brilliant idea. What do you guys? What's the plan for the token right now in the game? Is it like an in-game currency? Is it like do you buy things out of the game? What do you use the token for?
Okay. For this chain myth token, it has multiple utilities. There are three purposes. One is you can use it as an in-game currency to purchase all these in-game items or custom skins or weapons. Second thing is you can use it for voting. when we spin up the DAO, let's say if you want to nerf a character or if you want to buff a character, you can use this myth token to vote. And third thing is it's being used for our ranking mode. So let's say if someone is going to play the rank mode, they needs to deposit 2 myth token, and once they deposit into the vault, then they can start finding the match. And after the game, whoever wins it will redeem those myth token from the central vault.
Oh,
So
dude, that's an awesome idea.
yes,
Love
so we are
that.
using it. Yes, we are using it for our rank mode. So that in that way, rank mode will be competitive, and people need that myth token to deposit in the vault in order to find the match.
So I'm not sure. You guys sound like you're big first-person shooter fans. Do you ever play Apex Legends?
Nope, I'm a very hardcore Dota 2 player.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
so is Didi.
Nice.
Yeah.
yes. So I've literally spent like 7 years playing this game called Dota 2 and more than 15,000 hours spent on it. So
Oh
yes,
my
most of the
god.
ideas and most of the skills and abilities you are going to see in ChainMyth will be inspired from Dota 2 as well.
Yeah, I was a big player of Dota 2 as well, but I quit like a few years ago.
Okay, it's very hard to quit that game.
What's your MMR on there?
I had 4.4 KMMR, but I was playing in C server. Then I had a toxic
Oh,
players
nice.
and dropped all the way to 3K.
Oh my god, yeah, you hate that. You hate that.
Yep.
Uh,
It depends on which server you're playing as well. If you ask me, C is a very hard. It's a very hard server. You will meet a lot of toxic players and as well as more skilled players as well.
Yeah, especially in the year, I think like 2016 or 17, a bunch of kids started joining Dota 2, and I have no idea. Maybe they bought higher MMR because I was sitting at about 5.2K. And it's just crazy how many kids are playing the game and they just suck so bad. How can they be on 5K MMR?
Yes, because it's easy. It's easy for them to purchase accounts nowadays. So all these 5K MMR, 6K MMR accounts are kind of cheap. And then a lot of boosters, a lot of Smurfs, they just earn this way. They just create a new account and then they boost that account to X for 4 to 5K MMR, and then they sell it on the third party marketplace. So since it's cheap, people are buying those high MMR accounts. So yeah.
Yeah, like even just from the example, you can see how people will try to earn money of games like Dota 2. And that's why I feel like the gaming space is going to be very, very huge moving forward due to NFTs coming into play. What do you think about the gaming NFT space now?
Okay.
Like, are there any particular projects that you like, especially
So
follow?
okay, so far, if you ask me in Solana, we are very very early in gaming space. I'm only seeing like handful number of game projects being built on Solana, and even on it, yeah, even on Ethereum, some of the popular games like Axie, and there's one more huge game coming soon, which is Illuvium. I saw
Yeah,
their gameplay and their teaser. It was pretty dope. So if still there's no mainstream players getting into from traditional gaming world into NFT space. So if you ask me right now in blockchain, whoever are building games are super early. It's like yeah, it's super early, and this is the right time to build your community and get as much build your user base and deliver. If you can deliver a very top quality game, your game will be one of the top for the next couple of years.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly,
So if you
exactly.
look,
So
yeah.
in terms of design perspective, what would be the most important thing to you when you build the game? Like for example, are you thinking of a high quality game, or are you like prioritizing something else? Like for example, accessibility towards mainstream gamers, or are all of those things part of your consideration when you build ChainMyth?
All right. So first thing, when you're building a game, first you need to confirm what kind of game environment and what kind of characters you're going to use in the game. So there are different art styles. So if you look in gaming space, there is a stylized art and realistic art. So all this realistic art is mainly for these consoles, and for PCs, most of the games will be stylized art and it will be very low poly, so that even average users can play that game. And like because not everyone is going to have high end PC. You need to build a game such that it can be affordable for normal users as well, those who's having like i3 processor. Which, so you need to consider all these things when you're building a game, because if you're going to focus on a very high quality and high end graphics, then only the very selected few people with high end device are going to download your game and play. That's why games like Counter Strike or Valorant, they design in a way that it can be supported for mid devices like i3 processors and with 4 GB RAM. All these have to be considered.
Yeah, it's interesting that you mentioned the poly count. I was for those of you who are in here and still don't know yet, we started a conversation that you could potentially use Zoolana characters inside ChainMyth's game. So that's something that we're gonna explore, but we need to work out the technical stuff like the poly counts and everything. One other thing that I would like to ask you is, ChainMyth, are you planning to explore mobile?
No, right now the game is being built only for PC. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm saying in the future, are you looking to explore into mobile? Is that something in your backlog? Or...
yes, we have a plan, but it's not going to be anytime soon. If you're going to build for mobile, it
Mhm.
will take at least 1 year from now, because
Yeah.
our whole idea is, first we are initially launching the game with 14 characters. But if you want users to stay active in your game and to keep on playing, you need to introduce a lot of heroes. Like on a monthly basis, you need to launch a new hero or a new kind of skills. So our goal is to, by end of next year, we want to extend the hero pool up to 50. So once we have
Mhm.
like 50 hero pools and the game is very stable enough, then we can consider about all the future plans like building a game for mobile as well.
I see. I feel like I've been asking you questions a whole lot. Is there anything that you would like to ask us?
Yeah. So I just want to know about Zulana, like what you guys are building and what's the roadmap is like, and what kind of
Hmm.
game it is, what kind of characters we'll be seeing in Zulana.
Yeah. So Zoolana is actually a blockchain mobile real-time strategy game. So the essence of it is players will spend time with friends, battle, go to battles, and then get rewards, and then create assets in order to get real world value. And that's gonna be through NFTs as well as our future token. So it's the gameplay is gonna be very, very similar to games like Clash of Clans and War and Order. I'm not too sure if you have heard of War and Order. They've got like 10 million downloads. Obviously, you might have heard of Clash of Clans. They've got 500 million of downloads. So basically, players will build their settlements inside our world and then build up their units, level up their characters called heroes, Zennies, and then they will go and attack other players and then come back and then build up their base again. So there's a lot of strategic thinking while playing the game, as well as a whole lot of social dynamic consideration being put into the game itself.
All right, sounds cool. But what's the relation between NFTs and your game? Like, how is this NFT coming into play?
Brick, you want to take that?
Yeah, for sure. So the in-game heroes, it seems like similar to ChainMyth, are going to be NFT. They're going to be tokenized, and actually kind of similar to your description of saving player stats to the NFTs. Uh, our characters are going to kind of level up in a system that you might recognize from something like Pokemon. It's going to be more complicated because we're going to have ability trees, and you're going to unlock these like activated and passive abilities as you level your character up. But the basis of the idea is that you're going to have this character token, and you're going to play with this character token for a bunch of hours, and you're going to rank up the token itself. So it might start at a level 1 rhino, but you put in 250 hours, and all of a sudden you have a level 50 rhino or a level 100 rhino. And then the idea is that you can take that token and you can sell it to someone else who's looking for a high level character. So it's an interesting thing because at the top levels, if you're trying to be competitive, as the meta shifts around balancing and as around new strategies come up, different tokens are going to become in demand and different tokens are going to fall out of demand. So it's a way for us to provide like an actual mechanism for people to trade these game assets that they build over time.
All right, sounds interesting. So it will be something like Digimon, where you can grow your something. Yeah, back
Yeah,
then I used to level
honest,
up my pets in Digimon and then go to battle.
yeah, it's probably going to be pretty similar. The comparison we've been using is Pokemon because so many people know it, and it's a relatively simple system for upgrading your characters. But in Pokemon, it was always a pain to trade. They were kind of the original game NFTs in a sense, because you could get online and you could trade them with people, but it never really felt easy. So hopefully the experience is a little easier in Zoolana.
Exactly.
Yep, sounds fun and interesting. But at the same time, the most challenging part will be the integration for mobiles and all the Solana chain. How you guys are going to integrate
Yeah,
between mobile and
certainly.
Solana chain.
So, so you were asking about our roadmap. It's actually very far along. Our game is not to be released until the end. Like the closed beta is going to come out by the end of 2022, with the full game releasing at 2023.
Yep, I saw that.
So there's plenty of times for innovators to come up with mobile wallets that can be easily integrated.
Yes, correct. Because so far I've not seen any games. Even on Ethereum, I've not seen any games being playable on mobile because of the not supported infra. So if that is ready, then yeah, you will see a lot of mobile games coming into this space as well.
We're tr-
Yeah, exactly.
we're trying to time development with Phantom's release of their mobile wallet. So they say Q4 of this year, and that's when we're hoping to start development ourselves in the next few weeks and months. So the timing should hopefully be perfect.
Okay, sounds interesting. Then how about the play to earn? I just want to know if users are going to download your game, like how are they going to earn this passive income? How is this play to earn works in your game?
So there's a lot of ways where people can earn. Like for example, there's this thing called crafting. So you can literally craft items from the materials you get from battles, and then you can sell them in the marketplace. Either that, or you can fuse your heroes together and sell your heroes. You can fuse armors and weapons. It's a whole game economy that people will be trading in-game items at the very core. There will be token rewards as well. It's still in the it's still in the operating table, so nothing is solidified. But the idea is that we would have tokens to be distributed to players who play the game, but it's not gonna be like you play one game, for example, you go to battle once and then you get a token. It's gonna be much higher lift than that. So we were thinking playtime, the amount of energy used, account level, your character progression, what's your account history, completion of daily quests will be in the running as well. And then there would be a lot of events within Zulana. So because we do have the story set up whereby there are three tribes in Zulana, right? So people will select a tribe, and then within the tribe there are clans by itself. So people will join a clan, and then they will go to battles and all of that. There will be clan wars that will happen, and then they can earn leaderboard prizes from that. And then separately, there would be tribal wars as well. So the clan wars will stop, and then tribal wars will happen, and that comes where the event prizes will be pretty heavy, I would say.
All right, sounds cool. So it's basically the
Yeah.
higher your stats, higher your levels, and based on the history of your character, based on that you guys will be rewarding.
Yeah, exactly. So different from yours, ours would be they would have a player card. So for example, they're not literally tied to one NFT by itself, but rather they can have multiple NFTs, and the stats and logs will be on the player card instead of the NFT by itself.
Oh,
So, in that way, I mean, you guys have designed that way, but for us, we think it aligns our incentives much easier.
okay, got it. So everyone when they download your game, they are going to have a separate account, and that separate account is going to have a player card, and based on that, you guys are going to reward instead of just one NFT.
Yes,
Okay.
correct. So I guess we haven't asked this yet, but what's your business model?
In terms of revenue,
Yep.
okay, so we are having this fee structure. Whenever people are going, so how this rank mode and lobby registration works is, let's say someone is going to play a rank mode game, they have to deposit X amount of myth token into the vault. Once that is done, they'll be able to find the match. So once the match is over, whoever is the winner will be able to claim from the vault. So when they're claiming, 2.5 percentage, I mean, let's say there is $100 worth of myth token is being accumulated in the vault, and whenever users are claiming, $2.5 of it is going to flow into the developers vault. So that's our kind of incentive. So
Mm-hmm.
how our revenue works is, more the users, more the active players, that's how more will be accumulating in the developers vault. So every time,
That's
yeah,
very interesting. So you're saying essentially if I want to play a rank game, I have to stake my myth tokens, and if I lose the game, I lose the tokens, right?
yes, correct. So
Is there a certain fixed amount of tokens per game that I need to input, or is it all just up to the players
okay,
themselves?
what first we thought of setting it as a fixed value, like +2 myth token, but since we are in crypto
Mm-hmm.
space, it's a very volatile market. Today your one myth can be valued for $1, and after 6 months it can be worth $10 or something. So when the price increases, not every single users will be able to play the rank mode, because if for depositing +2 myth token, it's going to cost them like $100, and not
Yeah.
everyone are willing to lose that $100 if the price of the token is going to increase. So how we are planning to fix this problem is, we are considering an oracle. So every we will be setting the dollar value, so it will be like 25 cents worth of myth. So whenever people wants to deposit in the vault, it is only going to consider the dollar value. Let's say whatever is the current price of myth token is on that day, on that specific time, it is going to get that equivalent amount of myth, and that's the amount of myth you need to deposit as well. So if you're going to set every time a user wants to find a match, they need to deposit 25 cents of worth of myth. The in-game client is going to calculate like how many myth is required based on the current price, and based on that you need to deposit.
Can I just ask, what's your gameplay time, like per game? If let's say I go into a rank match, is it gonna end within like 5 minutes?
No, it will be 20 to 30 minutes. So how the gameplay will be is, you will be having two teams. One is attacker and defender, and
Yeah,
the objective of the game is very similar to Counter Strike, where you have to plant or defuse a bomb. So how
interesting.
our game works is, for the first 10 minutes you will not be able to unlock there's a thing called spike. You will not be able to unlock it. So for the first 10 minutes, both the team will be farming on the lanes. After 10 minutes, this spike thing will be unlocked. Once it's unlocked, the attacker's objective is to plant this spike in either of this. There'll be three sites. Totally, there'll be three sites in the map. So they have to plant this spike in either of these three sites. So that's where the battle and team fights happen. So the gameplay duration will be anywhere between 20 minutes to 30 minutes. Depends on how aggressive both the teams are.
Yeah. I think I can give you one suggestion, which is if let's say there are because there are all sorts of people in crypto, right? And it's safe to say that most people in crypto have a very high risk tolerance. So if let's say you implement such a system whereby you give a range, for example, 0.25 ChainMyth token to one ChainMyth token uh, as a finding match pool, and then you have multiple ranges. So for example, if let's say I want to risk $100 in this game, I would be able to, instead of just grinding like an idiot playing 100 games a day.
Yeah, that makes sense. Correct. So yeah, we will be the 25 cents is just an example. We have not fixed the value at. We want to make sure
Yeah.
that we need to split the tiers as well. If we are going to consider a high value, then in the rank mode we need to split it as tier, like tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. So tier 3 will be the highest rank mode poolings. So if people wants to play the game with a high amount of myth tokens being staked in the vault, then they can choose tier 3. If people wants to have a very less risk, then they can go ahead with tier 1, which is will be in cents or dollar value.
Yeah, exactly.
So we
I feel like having that tiers is gonna be very beneficial in terms of attracting gamers into gameplay by itself to your game, because there are gonna be tons of people who might like your game, but they don't find the point of earning maybe like $10 a game or something.
Yes, correct. It depends, and also we also have lobbies in game where people can host lobby games if they want to play a 5 versus 5 between their friends, or if they want to host a tournament. We have that option as well. So every time when they are hosting a tournament, they need to pay a registration fees, and this registration fees will be flowing into the developers vault as well. So it will be flowing into both a developers vault and community vault. So when we split it into developers and community vault, whatever is being accumulated in the community vault will be redeemed by all these NFT owners. That will be the passive income for people holding the Monkey King NFT.
Oh wow! So you're actually providing a lot of value for the Monkey King holders.
Yes, because that, yes,
How what's the supply for the Monkey King holders?
it's 5,000.
So 5,000 will ever
Yes,
exist.
correct.
Wow, that's crazy, man.
So
That's crazy. Imagine you guys go big and then you have a revenue of let's say 1 million a month. Dividing that by like, so how much is going to the community wallet?
it will be
How many
it will be
percentage?
50-50. So developer and
Oh
50.
my
Yes,
God.
correct. That's how we are splitting. So we just want to make sure whoever's the early adopters are being benefited. That's why whenever I try to explain utility to NFT, to all these community members, they don't really get the point how these NFTs or how these utilities works, because majority of them got spoiled by all these PFP projects. So whenever they,
Yeah,
when
man. It sucks. It really sucks, but that's the truth.
yes, so whenever people see a new project, they don't really try to research even like 15 to 30 minutes to understand what they are minting. So I try to I explain them multiple times that this is not a PFP. What you guys are minting is an actual game character. You guys are going to summon a character in games. So it's not just a JPEG which you guys are minting, and it have multiple values. And
Hmm.
after explaining like multiple times and creating some character NFT demo which we released on our YouTube, then a lot of people understood. Then yeah, because right now NFT is still a very immature space. Like 99% of the people, if you tell them the word NFT, the first thing they will say is, why should I buy a piece of image for X amount of dollars when I can just screenshot it? Because they don't really understand NFT. If you look at every single image, it is being backed by metadata. So every single NFTs will have their own JSON file, and in that JSON file is where you are going to specify all the data, like what kind of traits, what kind of weapons or skins is inside that piece of image. This kind of data is being stored in JSON file, and every NFT is backed by this metadata file. And you need this if you're building a product. The only thing that matters is data. In a digital world, everything revolves around data, and that's the only thing that matters. If you're building a product, and if you want your NFT owners to summon a hero in game, then your game client is not going to care whether it's who's the owner, how the image looks like, uh, how many times it's been traded, what's the value of it. It's not going to care any of this stuff. And the only thing it's going to consider is just the data. If you click on the NFT, the game client is going to call this JSON file and pull all the informations like what kind of informations are inside this piece of image. And based on that, it's going to summon you the hero, and on the back end, it's going to build the characters based on all the attributes and summon you the hero. That's how this tokenization stuff works. And even this is not only for game. You can build there are a lot of multiple use cases when it comes to NFTs. It's not just an artwork. Artwork is just 1% of NFT's potential. Gaming has the mass potential when it comes to NFT, because literally in games, every single things you see on the screen is virtual assets. Everything are assets, but it's virtual, and everything are centrally stored on the server end. When everything, all this stuff are being tokenized and being distributed to all the NFT owners, you guys will be the owners of all these specific assets. And if someone wants to unlock a machine gun, only the guy with the NFT holding the machine gun data will be able to unlock it. Nobody else will be able to unlock such weapons. That's how the demand comes. And there are multiple use cases for NFTs also. Recently, I saw McDonald's coming to NFT, and
Oh my god,
yeah,
yeah, I saw
yeah.
that.
Even if people are going to say that they can just screenshot a piece of image instead of spending dollars, they don't really understand how
Yeah, that's
NFTs
just so dumb, man.
yeah.
That's just dumb.
Yeah,
That's so
if
dumb.
Mac
They just don't understand.
yeah,
They don't understand the blockchain technology behind it, and then they just keep saying, "Oh, I can just right click, save as." Like, okay, sure, go ahead, but who has the true ownership? You don't know the technology behind it.
no,
If let's say that there is a utility for it, you're not gonna be the one who has the control of the utility by any means.
yes, correct. Ownership is one thing, and main thing is all about the data inside the NFT. So let's say if McDonald's is going to tokenize all their coupons and say that whoever is having this fries token, they'll be able to redeem fries for next 6 months for free. So if they are going to integrate this piece of NFT into their McDonald's app, the app doesn't even going to care who's the owner, how the image looks like. It's not even going to consider all this stuff. And the only thing that's going to the information it's going to pull is what's the creator address? Is it coming from the legit creator address? What information is inside the NFT data file? So if you're going to tokenize a coupon and say that um, and the data consists like free fries for a duration of 6 months and when it expires. So as long as that token and the data exists, the app is going to issue out the free fries. So in this case, people who say that they can screenshot and they don't need to spend X amount of dollars on a specific NFT, I'm sure they don't really understand how this whole technology works.
Exactly. Exactly.
So yeah, the main thing is people. We are still very early in NFT space. 99% of the projects right now is all PFPs, and it's like collection of 5,000 and 10,000 NFTs. So when it comes to gaming, whoever building a game right now are super early, because next year I have a feeling that we will be having a very huge gaming season, because there are like top projects like Illuvium and Arori, Atlas. They are going to lead the show, and the potential ones will follow up.
Yeah, exactly. Even some of the ones in ETH as well. I've been following this project called The Watcher. I'm not sure if you've heard of them, The Frontier.
Ah, yes, it's from Game Starter, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy the amount of effort that they put and the attention that they're getting. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, we are still.
Like people are aping into PFP projects and not giving Frontier a care. Like that's what's crazy to me at this space right now. But I've learned to accept the fact that it's just a process, and you've just got to be patient with the market.
Yes, 99% of the minters right now, the first two common questions they ask is, even before the minting starts, the first question they ask is, what is the floor price? When is the secondary market listing? Because these are the two things that matters to most of them. They don't really understand what the team is building, because everyone got spoiled by all these random PFPs. By minting all these random PFPs, they just consider it as kind of lucky draw. Whenever there's like 20 drops per day, they just go and mint all these 20 drops and see if they get some kind of luck to mint a very rare trade kind of PFP. And when the potential NFT project starts building, they really treats the project as kind of PFP projects. They don't spend time on researching about it or what the team is building. So it will take time for sure, especially for game. I'm seeing a lot of projects nowadays. They are just including this term called as play to earn, and they will just include the map. They are building a game. We are going to introduce play to earn. A lot of projects are now using this buzzword, but they don't really understand how long it takes for a team to build a game. It will take anywhere between 8 months to a year, and it's not very easy when it comes to building a game. So yeah,
Yeah,
it will take
exactly.
time.
People are promising the moon and the stars and tell you that the game is out like 3 months later. Like that's a that's a straight up red flag for me.
Yep. Previously, the buzz was just including merchants in roadmap. Now it has become like play to earn and building a game. So even if someone is truly building a game, they fall under this category. So people don't really consider them seriously.
Yeah, I mean, what we're doing in Zoolana to try to counter that, is to try to push out as many quality content as possible. And that's what we've been doing, and I think we're on the right track. You guys are as well.
Yep. So what is Zulana's next plan? Like, what are you guys going to do for the next few months? Since your roadmap is 1 year away, because you guys are launching a game on 2023. So
Yeah, exactly.
so until then, what are you guys trying to provide to your community?
You know, at the back end, we will be head deep down in development. But, at the front, we would be pushing out more content for people to, keep people engaged with Zulana in terms of, let's say, we do have our story NFTs that are coming out, and that are just going to be, which is our alpha edition launch is going to be in mid-November, which is coming in the next 2 weeks, a week or 2 weeks later. And then we would have some sort of have you heard of Mixamo?
Yes, for doing all the animation works, right?
Yeah, exactly. So people can play around in their 3D characters inside the website as well. So they can interact with the character, so on and so forth. Other than that, we will just have ton of events, updating people where we're at. We will have cinematic trailers as well as games to come out within the next few months as well. So just keep your eyes peeled. We do have item airdrops as well during leading up towards the game, and that's exciting to look at. We will be taking requests, so feel free to shoot any interesting items that you might want to see in Zulana, and we might just do it.
All right, understand. So we just need to let the community know to come up with some interesting stuff, and to get the community's feedback and
Yeah,
suggestions is also a great benefit, because when you guys share your idea to community, you will see a lot of unexpected and interesting answers. I have seen a lot of talents among the community
yeah,
members as well.
exactly.
All
Even
right.
even with our story competition that we hold last month, it's just crazy how much people put efforts into uh, writing the stories. Like the stories were really really good, because for Zulana we are lore heavy. Like we focus on the story a lot, and to see community members give their versions of the story that we wrote, it's really, I would say, it's exciting It's exciting and it feels like an achievement.
Mhm.
Like people do understand your story and where you're going with.
Yeah, the community
Yeah.
engagement is like one of the most exciting things as the people building the project, like to see other people like asking the same questions that we were asking and like excited about the same things we were excited about. Like, yeah, it's one of the coolest things about doing this.
Yeah, man, it's true. Especially when you run some kind of this kind of competitions, you will see a lot of unexpected talents from among your communities.
Yeah,
It's one way to
exactly.
spot talent as well.
Yeah, some of these stories were so
Exactly.
good. Maybe they'll
That's
be
it. Yep.
writing some of the Zoolana lore in the future.
Cool, man.
I see you in here, Shiny. Okay. Anybody want to come up and ask any questions about Zoolana or ChainMyth? Anyone? Interesting. There were some people that wanted to ask questions.
Yeah, they just wanted to ask. They just wanted to get in, get out. Oh, we have one requested. Okay.
Yeah.
Um.
Yeah. Tara is coming
Okay.
in.
Can you guys hear me?
Yo, what's up, Tara? Yep.
Yeah. It was really nice and refreshing to listen to you guys because, like you guys said, the PFP platform and people not understanding the NFT space, it's mind-boggling. But like you guys said, it's very early stages on where a lot of people are part of it and the others are not. So, really want to thank you both for going into details on what the projects are, what the roadmap is, and what the vision is. So I just wanted to kind of mainly thank you. And also for Chainlink, your Discord link is disabled or non-functional on Twitter account. Would you be possibly able to update that?
All right, I was not aware about it. Let me check and update it. Thanks for letting us know about the issue.
That would be great. And
Thank you, Tara. That's some kind words that you have.
yeah, not a problem. And for Chainlink, it is funny. I am from India. I live in the US. And we were, a lot of our friends are a lot older than us. And we were talking about Indian mythological gods and when all this NFT things had started probably 6 months ago. So it's really refreshing. And I can't wait to tell them that there is a gaming platform and what you have discussed about your project. So I'm really excited to take that back to our friends.
Very nice. We are excited about our project as well.
All right, thanks, Tara.
All right. Anybody else want to come up and have a shot at asking us any questions? No one? Okay. Okay. I would like to thank all of you for joining and listening to us ramble on for about an hour now. If you guys want to check out ChainMyth, feel free to go at ChainMyth if I'm not wrong. Yeah, they're a really cool project. We like them a lot. The characters that they have are very interesting, especially refreshing to see something new inside Solana NFT space by itself. Brick, anything you want to add on?
I don't think so. Thank you, ChainMyth, for connecting with us. Make sure to check us out as well if anything that we said today was interesting or if you have more questions. Yeah, Zoolana has our alpha NFT launch coming at the end of next week. We didn't cover much of the golden tickets, but I'm curious, ChainMyth, what mints do you guys have coming up?
Oh, if I'm not wrong, you guys got one with Radium, right? On their drop zone?
All right, regarding Radium, we have submitted the application and some talks are going on between us. So when things are official, then we can let the community know about it.
Awesome.
Nice, nice.
All right, guys.
Looking forward to it.
Right. Thanks, guys.
Yep. Thank you.
Thanks, though.
Yeah.
Good to meet
Thanks for
you.
hosting this space and giving me an opportunity to speak. I would like to connect with you guys more often, and also regarding you guys mentioned that we can use ChainMyth's characters in Zoolana game and Zoolana's characters in ChainMyth. That will be a very interesting collaboration to do. And when we have the characters ready, we can explore about these collaborations.
Yeah, for sure. We definitely will be in contact.
Right. Thanks, man.
Oh, I think we've got one guy that requested to speak. Okay, it's taking quite a long time for him to connect. I'm just gonna wait 1 more minute. If he doesn't connect, I'll just end this space, all right?
Sounds good.
All right. I'll just give a shout out to one of our supporter called Skyji because he requested in Discord.
Yeah, for sure, no worries. Yeah, thank you. I think he disconnected or something. Thank you everyone for spending the past hour to us. Would love to see you guys around in either of our Discord.
All
Right.
right.
Thanks, man.
All right, bye guys.
Thanks. Take care. Bye bye.